That's an interlude from the album Joy Comes in the Morning, featuring Robert Glasper, who also did production on this album, in the voice of Oswin Benjamin, telling you how this album came together and why it's being released on this very day, on Good News Thursday, because it's good news. Yes. That this album is here, and I'm going on the record that it's not no bias. This is my favorite album of the moment right now is Joy Comes in the Morning. This is a tremendous body of work conceptually,
yes,
from the intro to the turbulence and everything in between. We're getting to know this man on a level that we don't get a chance to know many artists on, and I want to congratulate him on all his success, from movies to music to life. He's here with us today, the one and only Oswin Benjamin.
Hey!
Turn him up.
Yo, I'm my man. Yo, I remember that first interview. I remember the first time I was in there. And shout out to Heather B and Rich Nice for being the only ones that really showed love that day. I don't know if Tracy was there, but
okay. I was about to say.
Nah, Tracy, you already know. You show love all the time. But yo, I walked in and Sway was just like, "What are you gonna get? Coffee for everybody or something? What are you here for?" You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And from that, and for there to be nothing but wild love and respect mutually on both ends to now, bro, like I could really call y'all family, and it's crazy to even be talking to y'all right now. Like, wow. Thank y'all for having me here. For real, for real.
Well, let me just say this, Oz. I love you, and something about your spirit. And I've texted you years ago when after we first met to personally say something about your spirit when you walked in the room, gravitated toward mine to make it feel like family, and I connected with it for some reason. And I just made a promise to myself that I will always be in contact with you, even if it's just to send you a word and to tell you you're on my spirit today. I hope all is well. Secondly, I recognize your gift and your talent, and I always knew that there was something super, super special about you, and I'm just so happy just to witness what God has just allowed us to see, just a little bit of what you're capable of doing. I just hope, and my prayer for you is that you continue to be obedient and walk in your faith and pour out to people, because this is just only the beginning of what God has anointed you to do. You are filled and blessed with talent, and I hope you just keep stretching out and finding your way.
Amen.
Amen. I did love you ever for real.
He just trying to get free food. Oswin Benjamin.
Well, he can get. Oh, you know what, Sway?
Come on, man. I love you, Heather. Yeah, my favorite. I love
you. He get that anyway. I can't stand you, Sway.
Wow.
Yo, let me say this, and I'm gonna let Tracy jump on this too. Citizens, 888-742-3345. This project that you put together, man, it got your soul all up in it. And I hear folks that are always asking me, who should I be listening to? New music, new artists. Oswin's not new, by no means. That freestyle we played was in 2015, but wow. he's been building since then, and he's fresher than any new artist you're gonna hear. This album is incredible. I put it up against any album that's out right now. My favorite album, really was, Benny the Butcher. Busta Rhymes album was sick. Yeah, all of these different heavy hitter albums. I put this up there because you found your soul in this, and I played that interlude because I wanted people to understand how this thing came together. Joy Comes in the Morning wasn't even the original title of the album, and the significance of this day. Can we talk about how the significance of this day, in particular, the 7th, impacted your life and impacted your music?
Man, my best friend growing up, Najee Murphy, he passed a year ago today. And wow. I'll be honest with you, like, we've been taught, especially like as black people, to normalize death. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's in all our favorite movies. It's in all our favorite music. You got classic lines like Paid in Full, like, yo, niggas die every day, B, you be all right. Niggas get shot every day, B, you be good. And we're taught to normalize this very, very traumatic thing. So for a while, that's what it was. It was very difficult for me to show empathy to people who experience loss because I've never had to deal with one that close. So when it happened, it humanized it and made me realize how not normal this joint really, really is. Like, and I remember just going through the motion. I remember the phone call. I remember where I was, and I remember the day before. Like, I was really on the phone with the dude. I was really on the phone with Najee freestyling for like 30 minutes. You know what I mean? And then we would get into whatever it is we have to talk about. So on the Turbulence probably was the first song I made for the project. And I remember I rewrote the first verse mad times. And when I finally got it, I remember calling him. I called him on the 6th. And I was like, yo, he gotta hear this verse. He gotta hear this verse. And this was a guy, like, even when I went to you with the verse last year when we did Godfrey, the 5 Fingers of Death verse, like, I rewrote that verse so many times. I was working on that verse for years. And that's the dude that I would call to hear all 10 minutes of the verse every time I would call him. And then he'll critique it. Like, you lost me right here around 7 minutes, and you might want to take that out. You know what I mean? Like, that was the guy that I would go to for that. You know what I mean? So that's what I was doing for Turbulence. And he didn't pick up. So I was like, I'm going to call him later. And after a while, like, I really didn't hear from him. And then that's when I got a call from another one of my best friends, Deshaun, and he was just like, yo, Najee just passed. And I was like, all right, whatever. I remember calling his phone after I heard it, leaving a voicemail like, yo, bro, this is not funny. Like, niggas think that you're dead. Like, pick up the phone, my nigga, and let people know that this is, like, if you playing a game, this is a sick game, my nigga. And then over time, dealing with that, like, I wanted to throw music out. I didn't want to do music. I'm walking like, yo, what is it? Ain't no cool metaphor or simile that could really capture what I'm feeling. I don't even know if I want to do this joint no more. And I remember really wanting to hang it up, and his mom hit me, and she was just like, yo, I'm in the house, and I seen Nazee's headphones and his speakers, and she was like, my fault, my voice is like cracking up and all that. And she was just like, yo, do you want these? And I was just like, yo, if that's not a sign to keep going, I don't know what is. So from that point on is when it's just like, all right, cool. And it wasn't intentional, like, I'm going to make the greatest album that I've ever made. I was like, I'm really just going to go through the motions. Like, everybody know Oz is, oh, he's a religious guy. He talks about God and stuff. But for this, I was just like, yo, like, if I'm being real, like, I don't really fuck with God right now. Because there's a lot of nonsense going on in the world. And why would you have to pick my man, just me being, you know, finite in my humanly wisdom and, you know what I'm saying, unstable emotions. I was beefing with God, and, you know what I'm saying, my faith took a toll. You know what I'm saying, my relationships around me took a toll. I cut a lot of people off, like, went into depression. And then, you know what I mean, through that, though, the joy part was I learned to appreciate life, not even in a cliche way. Like, you talk about, like, even getting married and stuff, like, my whole perspective towards marriage changed. It was just like, you know, everybody's scared of this forever word. And I knowing that you can be gone tomorrow forever, my forever with steps could be done in the next 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So let me cherish every moment I have as opposed to dreading forever. You know what I mean? So, like, it was so many lessons. It was so much life. And that's the seed that sparked the entire album, bro.
Wow, man. That's deep. I want to play this song, Air Murph. And can you tell us about that song?
The Air Murph interlude. I was talking to, he was doing music in Atlanta with this dude named Kaz that he went to Morehouse with, and another dude named Cam. They're both dope artists as well too. So I was talking to them, and I was just like, yo, I kind of got to get Najee on this album. I know he's working with Child, so any acapellas or whatever y'all have, let me know, and we'll build something around it or whatever. And he sent me this one joint. He was just like, yo, Najee, he was away for a while, came back, and he had this freestyle where he was just beating on the table and rapping. I could send that to you. And I was like, yo, send that to me ASAP. And I had so much trouble with the order. That was going to be the intro to the album. And I was just like, I don't know if I want to kick it off like that. And then it being plain, I was just like, yo, this is dope, but I need something else here. So I hit Rod, the producer, up, and he knew Najee too, and I was like, yo, this is difficult, but I think I need you to I need you specifically to touch this one because you knew how close we was and you knew him too. So, and I was like, at the end, you know, just throw some instrumentation in there, and I want it to sound like he's ascending upwards. You know what I mean? Like the verse is gonna fade out, and you're gonna hear the music come in, and it's kind of like that feeling that I felt after he passed. Like, all right, cool, he's not here, and I just pray to God that he's in a better place. That feeling, I wanted to relay that musically. That's what that Air interlude was.
Here it is, Sway in the Morning. Safe. Round of applause, man.
Man.
I like that, man. Najee, you made it to Sway in the Morning, baby.
Najee.
You got your Najee.
You feel me? Man.
Hey, keep that going. It's happening, Oz. When you got your man on Sway in the Morning, and we gonna keep that legacy alive.
Amen.
We gonna keep his legacy alive.
Let's do it.
That Oswin Benjamin is here. 888-742-3345. Colin's on the Grand Risings, Colin.
What's
Hey,
up,
Colin?
Grand Rising. As you guys know, I've gotten to talk to Oswin a couple times on here, and I'll try to keep it short. But Godfrey is one of my favorite albums ever. So, I mean, there's a lot going into this, and I have to say, there's definitely didn't disappoint. You can see the growth. I feel kind of like Godfrey was like his life story, history. This is the present and the future. You can see all his talents with the singing and the soul that you have mentioned. And I guess I would say my standout track is probably Talking to God.
Talking to God. You want to speak to that, Oswin?
Yeah, my fault, y'all.
Take your time, brother.
Love you, Oz.
Yo, Colin, what's good, man? You feeling, bro? Yo.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, you said, yeah, Talking to God. Yeah, Talking to God was a rough one, bro. That was, I don't think it ever, that's the longest song it ever took me to write. It took me some months to write that, and I had to, you know what I'm saying, like just dealing with different emotions and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I thought it was done at first, and then, you know, it was some cool lines in there, and I was like, nah, this is not that type of song. This is a song I really just, I'm isolating all the metaphors and punchlines and similes. It's like, I just really want to let God know for real, like, yo, son, like, I really feel like you're not there sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people that's wilding in the world right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, the world is in shambles. The condition of it is in shambles. You have, you know what I mean, like, going through this whole, like, the George Floyd situations and the Breonna Taylor situations. And, you know what I mean? Like, watching these things and watching cops get off. And, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, yo, there's a lot of evil going on. And there's great people that aren't here anymore. Your Kobe's, your Chadwick Bosemans, your Nas Murphys, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, yo, I know, like Mama said, your ways are perfect, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes, yo, I don't know, because it seems like you fucked up. You know what I mean? And it's really like, growing up, how I grew up, it was hard to have that conversation because you don't question God, you don't do these things. So like, nah, I got questions, bro. I got questions, and it feels like you messing up. So it was just me getting my frustrations out. And it was difficult because I had to go against how I was programmed to really get those emotions out. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Now, I'm glad you saying that, Oswin, and I'm glad Colin kind of triggered the answer, asked the question that triggered that answer, because I think so many people get confused when it comes to exactly what you're saying. But one of the things in the word says, God says, come, let us reason together. And I don't think it's a matter of questioning God. It's more like God said, let's reason. And Sway would say that to you. I would say that to Tracy. Me and Sway would say to you, come on, let's sit down and talk. So he's saying, come, let us reason together. So there's nothing wrong with expressing sometimes that you feel confused, you feel mad, you feel unappreciated. You like, why not this person instead of like that's okay, I think. And I think because we do shy away from that, we don't ask those questions sometimes in prayer. So people boil them things up and just walk around confused and look around for different outlets to fill those voids. So thank you for answering that question the way you did. I just thought that you tapped into what a lot of people have been feeling.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that.
All right. Hey,
I
Colin.
completely agree.
Colin, thank you for your call, man. Colin's one of our biggest supporters.
Yeah.
And we love you. Happy New Year, Colin.
Happy New Year,
Love you
Colin.
guys
Thanks,
too.
Colin.
Love you guys too. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Appreciate you, bro.
Real quick, Sam from Tampa, you wanted to say something about that track
What's
we
up,
just
Sam?
played? What up, Sam?
Hey, Sam.
Yo, who is this guy? Oswin Benjamin? My God, bruh, let me tell you, you started with that tabletop drum beat and then followed up with those finger accents. I'm like, okay, this is going to be a sick instrumental. And then you like completely surprised me with that acapella freestyle type. Oh my gosh, dude, bruh. I got chilled immediately in my arms, bro. Like, I'm an automatic fan. All that wisdom you just dropped immediately, the gems. Man, thank you for sharing those transitions, bro, because everyone is going through that. Everybody goes through that elevation or evolution in life that, something has to break in order for us to change. And if we're not aware to make those changes in ourselves, then you know what? We're going to be stuck. And thank you for sharing that, man, because a lot of us is going through this. And, we're wondering where we need to go. Left, right, straight, but I'm thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. And
that's real.
Wow.
I'm definitely gonna be following you, bro. Appreciate you.
Hey, Sam, his new album is out today. It's called Joy Comes in the Morning. Sam, get this album.
I'm on it.
Man, get this album. Okay, you a citizen, Sam. You a citizen.
Sam. You hear that realness in Sam's voice?
I appreciate you, Sam.
Yup.
Come on, man. Sam excited, Tracy.
Yes, indeed. Oswin, bruh, my
What's
dude.
up, Tracy? What's up?
I love you. God loves you.
Man.
You already know. I appreciate you in so many ways. Like, introduced to you as an artist, but getting to know you as a human, bro. And we've always known you to be someone who can look at their adverse circumstances and find a way to spin it so they become growth opportunities. You know what I'm saying? And it's such it's a process when you're just one person, but then it's another thing when you making it into a body of work for others to hear as well. That's a hell of a balancing act. And so I salute you for doing that. I want to also talk about, though, the different changes that you are making presently as far as with marriage. I love the sequencing on the album. That's always important. I always look at that. Like, I love how we go from Cabernet, that's got my guy Anthony Flamia on that. Anthony, I used to host freaking amateur nights where he was killing it early, like 6 years ago. So, bro. So good. I also love when any dude is out here just keeping it real about going down on they lady, but I won't touch on that too much. But I like that in there.
What are we talking about right now?
Listen, it's in the album, okay? It's in the album.
Okay.
But then also right after, right. And then after Cabernet, we go into Oz, how are you? And then we get to hear the actual voice of your wife, Stephanie. And it makes me think how outside of the album, but the journey you guys are on moving from New York to Arizona, correct?
Yes.
How did that? Yes, talk about it.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, and this may sound like, contrary to popular belief, and I don't want to sound insensitive, but this pandemic, although it's been catastrophic in many ways, there's been so many blessings in it. And being able to save and really sit with our thoughts and figure out what our next moves were, I don't think we would have been able to do that without this pandemic. You know what I mean? So we sat down and was like, yo, New York ain't it. Well, for what we was paying to live in a very, very small space and we were seeing how we would like, you know what I mean, like the inability to really breathe and stretch your arms and walk around how you want to. It was taking a toll on us. So it was like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna get after the whole marriage thing. We spoke about it, and it was crazy because we was gonna leave in March. We was gonna leave in March, and then the landlord came in November and was on Steph's mom's birthday. Matter of fact, November 3rd, landlord pulled up and was like, "Yo, I'm selling the crib, so y'all got to be out by January 1st." I was like, "Man, that's crazy." So I guess
that ain't confirmation.
Listen,
you feel me? So I was just like, "Yo, I guess this is happening faster than we thought." So we ended up, and like, yo, when I tell you God was so in this move, check this out, and I'm gonna try to make this quick because I know we on the time limit.
Nah, you good, man.
But,
go ahead.
You feel me? So after that, you know what I mean, we applied for an apartment and then we ended up getting it, right? So we hyped, you know what I'm saying? We applied to another joint, we got that one too, so we had 2 joints to pick from. I was like, yo, my credit is way better than I thought. It's lit. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So after we go to you know, set electricity up in the spot, all that, right? We drive by Steph's mom's crib because she's doing Steph's cousin's hair, right? So we was like, oh, she's barely here. Let's go chop it up with her. She was like, yo, let me see the apartment. And we like, all right, cool. So we was used to looking at the apartment on a certain application. So we'd be looking at the apartment, and Steph forgot the address, so she typed it in on Google. This is the first time we looking at the apartment on Google, and we saw the reviews, and it was crazy. Like, when I tell you they had complaints by categories, like you want to talk about roach infestation, we got that. Some nigga said there was a hole in his roof for 6 months. Somebody else, 12 people was talking about negligent property management. Another 12 people, it was just like, yo, terrible reviews everywhere. And I'm just like, yo, we was dead about to move across the country to this terrible, terrible spot. So we really had to sit down and think and then, you know what I'm saying, regroup and everything. And then we ended up finding a whole nother spot, which is crazy. And the way that it happened, the lady was just like, yo, I understand your situation. Here's what I could do. I'm going to take such and such amount off of the rent. I'm going to give y'all 3 weeks free. Y'all got parking over here. Y'all got this over here. And I'm just like, yo, if we never stopped by Steph's mom's house to show her cousin the address, we would have never seen what happened, and we'd have never ended up having to step into a better opportunity. And it's just like, even with that, those emotions that I felt while that was going on, I was like, yo, God, you really, really different for real. Like, I felt disappointed.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt so disappointed. And, you know, as a husband now, I'm just like, yo, I was really about to pick my wife up in a U-Haul, drive across country to the Jacks in a spot that we never even been at before. So, you know, it was starting to weigh on my mind, like, yo, damn, I feel like I failed, and I'm just starting at this joint. So having to go through that and, you know what I mean, like, and working through it with her, like, nah, Oz, you ain't failed, bro. We both ain't know. Now we just about to find something better. Like, it's all right, cool. You could be tight for a little bit, but let's get to it. And, you know what I mean, we're going to find something better. And that's been the testament of our relationship for years. It's like, all right, cool. All right, yeah, nah, that's whack, but we're going to figure it out.
There it is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was so happy and proud of you just as a friend, you know, as a brother when you made that decision and got on bended knee. Stephanie, man, it's something to be said about a lot of times when we see artists or actors or entertainers, we don't know what they got going on at home. You know, we just know what makes them great, you know. But I watched, if I may, Oswin, I watched Stephanie. Yeah. I watch her stand by you through thick and thin. Now, I you know, from the amount of time that I've known you. And so I think that's a testament to your evolution, because a lot of times artists grow without their partners. They don't necessarily incorporate their partners in the process. As I'm going on tour, I'll be back. You know, I got to negotiate this deal. I'll be back. You know, this happened. I'll be back. But Steph is everywhere with you, and it's witnessed on your Instagram, on your social media, the whole nine. I love what you're learning, and especially when you said, dang, God moves different. God moves different, puts things in front of you that you don't even know why they're there, but they're going to help you get to that next, into that. Like, think about where you were when this album started and where you are now. Oswin moves different, Heather. You got to see him. He's moving different. You took the bull by the horns, and now you spearheading your own thing. This is all your creation. You create in your own universe.
This is why it's so important too, and I didn't know all of this, but this is why it's so important too, y'all, citizens of Sway in the Morning, be obedient. Like, you never know. Just like I was saying, it's like sometimes God will just hit me in my spirit and say, send Oswin a text. I don't know what Oswin is going through, but I'll shoot him a text. I had no idea until today at this moment that he was going through at that time, what he was going through, like depression and questioning God or whatever the case may be. And Oswin always would just kind of hit me back and go, wow, I really appreciated this right now, or I needed this right now. I had no idea what's going through, but y'all, when you feel something on your gut or feel something on your spirit, yo, do that, because you never know how you encouraging, inspiring, and blessing somebody else. You have no idea.
It's true, and you're inspiring and blessing all those folks, that even the folks your team in Arizona. I mean, everybody is inspired by what's happening with this project. There's a song you got called "Move Different" on this on this project. It's a song that you didn't even particularly care for necessarily, right? You didn't hear it.
Yeah, it was honestly, it was you, bro. It was definitely you. I remember when I sent it to you, and I was like, yo, I don't know, man. Because it's like, I feel like, you know, the rapper is just like, yo, I need one joint where I'm just talking crazy. I just need one joint. And you know, that was to serve the purpose for that. Also incorporating, you know, real life situations. But for the most part, it's just like, all right, cool. We're going to be really, really crafty with the metaphors and the similes and the wordplay. We're going to be really crafty with that on this one. And I was just like, yo, I mean, this one is cool. I mean, I don't really like feel it like that. And then I sent it to you, and you was like, yo, bro, you're bugging.
I was in Oakland when he sent it, HB.
Okay.
I was driving. I was like, oh, let me hear this. I was driving across the Bay Bridge. I was like, he didn't like this one? Maybe I'm bugging. I start playing it all around.
Okay.
I start playing it for people like T-Cal.
T-Cal!
Yeah, and T-Cal was like, yo, he nice. He got bars. And so, but you just never know. You just never know. I'm going to play Move Different. I want to keep these phone lines open. Nina from Oakland, we're going to come to you. And we're going to talk about the 40-year-old version. Number one movie on Netflix. Oswin's the star in it. The co-star. We had Ryder Blank on the show to talk about it. And let's talk about what's going on with Oswin Benjamin. The new album, Joy Comes in the Mourning, is out today. 888-742-3345. Let's move different.
Rodimus Prime, 40-year-old version.
Go, Ryder!
Yo. This is about creating something that is mine.
You're not just talking about shit. You making shit. Shit. I got you.
You don't think I'm some crazy old bro for doing this?
I ain't say all that.
40-year-old version. White man with a black woman.
Yes, Oswin Benjamin is here. 888-742-3345. The album is Joy Comes in the Mourning. That was a clip from the Netflix film, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, which did extremely well. Congratulations to Ryder Blank, who directed it. And she was on our show. Produced by Lena Waithe, who became Oswin's best friend. And Oswin played the role as D. He was the co-star in the movie. And in case folks don't know, let me be the first to tell you. I want to say congratulations to Oswin because he was nominated for the Screening Netflix Awards. Give it up for Oswin. Best actor in a supporting role. You up against Reed Birney and Peter Kim. This was his first acting role.
We don't know them. We don't know them. No disrespect. We don't know them. We don't know them, Sway.
Yeah, we don't know them. I just wanted to put them out there.
Okay.
Yeah. So congratulations. What can you tell us about this experience? I know it was a time. I can't think of where Kelly Kincaid and I were.
You were in Africa.
Okay. He stunned it for me.
Hello.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Yo,
we were.
I see how you did that. That was good, Sway. You made me do that. Wow. Yeah. Y'all were in Africa.
Yeah. We were in Africa.
Yeah.
We were in Africa having dinner with the owners of a soccer team there. We had Stogie T was there. Jesus, I can't remember everybody was there, but it was just a lot of great people. My man Sway from Africa's tremendous journalist, and we're having this amazing conversation with these folks from South Africa, all shakers and movers, all doing amazing things. And Kelly tapped me and was like, I was like, what's going on? She said, man, I got to excuse myself from this conversation. I was like, what? Whoa, wow, really? You're lost. And I said, what's going on? She said, I'm trying to convince Oswin to audition for this role. And I said, are you kidding me? She said, no. I started laughing at you because I knew ultimately you was gonna do that role. We was gonna figure that out. But and then I said, well, what is his reservation? And so I want to ask you, because it's a learnable moment in that people can learn from. Sometimes we get in our own way. We talked about this a few days ago, and we knock ourselves out the game. Talk about the apprehension you had about auditioning initially, and then talk about the gang you feel now that you've done it.
It was pure, unadulterated, uncut fear. You know what I mean? Fear, and that's all it was. And I was like, yo, I never did this before, and I was like, yo, you know, I don't want to be the dude that's known for the movie, knowing that I have, you know, the music stuff going. And I think it was the fear of putting in all this work in one area and having one thing outshine the years of work that you put in, and also just like not understanding that, yo, God, nothing like. It's weird. It's like it was. I didn't have the realization then that, yo, everything works together for your good. So I'm never put in a position where I could lose. Like any door that I'm not supposed to walk through, it has to close. You know what I mean? It's biblical. It's a promise. Like I can never lose. Like everything that's for me, I'm gonna get it, and if it's not for me, I'm not gonna get it. So there's no reason to operate in fear. But that's where I was at that time. I was like, yo, I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? I never had to memorize nobody's lines but my own. I never been on camera before, like unless I was shooting a music video. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, nah. You know what? I ain't even gonna do it because I don't want to embarrass myself. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be put in a situation where I wasn't comfortable. I was scared to be uncomfortable. That's what it was.
So what did you learn about making yourself being uncomfortable? What you learn from it?
It's like there's methods to growth, but I feel like that's the most effective. I feel like I've just looking back on my life, like I feel like I've never been in an uncomfortable situation that I didn't grow from. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's just like, yeah, that joint, and the thing is, like, I feel like we make things worse in our head than they are. You know what I mean? It's kind of like with music and doing shows. It's like you get super nervous because you're just like, yo, what if I fuck up on stage? Not knowing that everyone that's there is not expecting you to fuck up. You're the only one that's expecting that from yourself. Like, no one goes to a show like, yo, that guy's going to fuck up and I can't wait. You know what I mean? Right. Everyone is going there just to enjoy themselves and have a good time. You know what I mean? So we psych ourselves out. Just like, yo, what if I mess up? And what if I do this? And at the end of it, it's like, okay, what if you do? Then what? Then you learn from that and you be better next time. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So that's the game that I got. And I didn't get every line right. I didn't memorize every line. There was some stuff I had to be walked through. I was utilizing the people on set. Like, yo, if you were my character and you had this line, like, how would you say that? Like, all right, cool. Well, all right, looking at the context before and after, I would probably do it like this. Like, oh, all right, cool. And then I would take that and then I would, you know what I'm saying, adjust it and make it my own. Like, so it was like, I think Will Smith said something like, everything you ever wanted is on the other side of fear. And it's so true, bro. So, like, thank y'all for that conversation. Thank you, Kelly Kincaid, for that talk and for really strong arming. Like, nah, you going to this audition whether you like it or not. That's what you're going to do. You feel me?
You gotta love Kelly for that.
Shout out to Kelly for that.
Yeah, sometimes you got to put the muscle on that head. Since then, what acting have you done? You done some table reads. What else you got? Anything you could talk about?
Yeah, I did the Different World table read with Debbie Allen and Tessa Thompson and Yara Shahidi, Lil Yachty. It was a bunch of them there. And I've just been doing a lot of auditions. So we waiting for a couple things to be solidified. You know, if it's in God's will. But it's been dope just to do the auditions. I had to learn how to do audition tapes, learn how to hold the camera for that. You know what I mean? Like it's still a process, and I'm still getting into it. And I honestly love the joint, bro. Like I definitely want to do way more films.
Oswin Benjamin, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna take
Fire.
a caller. The album is Joy Comes in the Morning. I'm gonna play the song Black John Wick in a second, but
Ooh.
that's how we gonna close. That's our closer. Joy Comes in the Morning. What is the meaning behind that title?
So there's a scripture in the Bible. It goes, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning." Right. So it's like nothing lasts forever. You know what I mean? The happiness, pain, nothing lasts. It's all momentary. But for this, being that the marriage and the funeral took place so close together, and it's like losing life and then finding it again. Even the spelling of mourning is mourning with the U in it. And I was just like, yo, I really through this process, I really did find joy within the mourning. You know what I mean? Within me mourning my friend, within me mourning relationships I may not be as invested in anymore. Within me mourning leaving New York, mourning leaving family behind. There's every aspect of that. There's been joy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's been joy in finding a wife, finding a new place. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Being able to create an album like this, like everything really worked together for the good. And I really, through the mourning, I found so much joy as well as grief and pain and everything else. But I found a lot of joy in this project, and I found a lot of joy in creating it. And then it's a direct reflection of my life, bro.
Absolutely. Oswin Benjamin, man. Give that man a round of applause. I don't need to say that. You'd be able to sense where the applause come in. Nina.
Good morning.
Grand Rises, Nina. I appreciate you staying on. I know you've been on hold for long. Y'all say what up to Nina.
Hey, Nina.
Nina, what up?
Good morning, all.
Hey.
Good morning. Sway, I listen to the show every morning on my way to work. But I also told Sway I'm kind of old, so I could be some of you guys' grandma. Okay. I want to talk to Oz of what the music you played regarding your friend passing and the interlude and the start of that song. I actually cried. You have a gift more than any words can explain. Mm-hmm. You are God's child, and if I can feel it all the way, I don't know you guys where you're at. I'm in California. I'm from Oakland. Mm-hmm. I can feel it through your music that made me drop a tear. Wow. So I'm going to follow you. I'm going to listen to your songs, but I'm older and I don't listen to everything.
That's
but
a matter.
You are more than your music.
Yeah, and
you're above.
That feeling has no age limit. Don't matter what your
it
how
does
long
not.
It doesn't. No matter, you've been blessed. If you're older, you've been blessed more than many. That's the only thing that represents to me. You know.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's amazing. Get that album.
I will.
You know. All right.
I heard that it came out today. I will be purchasing. I will be listening to your music and keep going, young man. You have it in you to reach a lot of people throughout this world just by your music.
Wow.
Nina, you're a citizen.
The Sway in the Morning.
Thank
ding,
you,
ding,
guys.
ding.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nina. All the accuracy.
Hey, Oz. Yes.
Can I squeeze one more thing in before we let Oz go? I gotta know, because another big time talented artist who really made a big splash when I entered Sway in the Morning, Toby Nwigwe. And I know you guys embrace each other's work, are always bigging each other up on social. And I just kept thinking to myself, is there some type of collaboration brewing up?
You know what? I think we should, since we were talking about Kelly and the muscle and the strong arm, I think we should really strong arm Toby and have that conversation together as a unit. You know what I'm saying? That's my. I talk to Toby at least like once a week. Like that's like we're really friends like in real life, and we never talk about music. You know what I mean? So it's like I never reached out and asked, and you know what I mean. But I'd love to get on a record with Toby. Toby's nice.
Toby's incredible. Come on, man. If Drake and Future doing collabo albums, you and Toby should be doing collabo albums. Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's get it, man.
Sway, you want to make that call, Sway?
Hey, Toby. Hey, Toby, it's your homie Sway. Won't you and Oswin get together in the studio and do a collabo album? My man Toby and Igwe. All right, there you go. We just made the call. Hey, hey, man, proud of you.
Yes.
Very proud of you, Oswin. This is beyond how we know each other. This album, I remember when Watch the Throne came out, and I said this is a hip-hop album on wings, with wings. This is a hip-hop album with angel wings on it. Wow. You can't rate this. You just digest this. Oswin Benjamin, round of applause, man. We're going to talk more. Joy comes in the morning. Hey, Oswin, get a verse ready. We bringing freestyles back. Get it ready.
You mean like right now?
No, right now. No, you good. You good. You good, man. All right, cool. I'm gonna play Black John Wick right now. And real quick, can you speak on that?
Got you. So Black John Wick is featuring Tammy Stevens, who's all over this album, who really helped make this album phenomenal. It's Tammy Stevens and a great friend of mine by the name of Blackway. He did the Spider-Man Enter the Universe or What's Up Danger song, and his career's just been going crazy since then. But that's like a really good friend of mine. And when I called him for it, I called a couple people for that. And you know what I'm saying? Like I guess timing issues and things like that were a little weird. But I called D Smoke to get on that record, Rex Life Roz, you know what I'm saying, Royce, and I sent it to Black. I was like, yo, why didn't I send it to Blackway? I sent it to Blackway, and I promise you, he sent it back to me the next day.
Oh, well, he was meant to be on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was
the
meant
next
to be
day, bro. So shout out to Blackway and Tammy Stevens. This is Black John Wick. This song is hard, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
It's hard. Hey, listen, Oswin Benjamin, thank you for being on the show. You guys get the album. Joy comes in the morning. You know you're a citizen, brother.
Let's Sway in the morning.
Oh, man. I love y'all.
Love you. Congrats, Oswin.
Mike Muse up next.
Yeah.